you may approve. That I need love that is based on knowledge and proof. And the word here is to test and then approve what I have tested. And as I approve what God is showing me, as I read His Word, as I fellowship with Christians, as I pray, that I am going to hold on to the righteousness of God, and therefore I can be a light to the world, the way that God wants me to be that light to the world. He says that I must be able to approve what is excellent. And so, in verse 11, that Paul prays that Christian maturity should glorify God. Paul prays that Christian maturity is man. Something is different about this lady. That is the whole point here. Listen to what Paul said in verse 11. Verse 11 said, filled with the fruit of righteousness that comes from through Jesus Christ to the glory and praise of God. To the point where it explodes and enjoy Him forever. And to glorify God and to enjoy God forever, it starts with that love. It starts with that discernment. It starts with these two passages with you. Of God, and he says this, wisdom, enough revelation, and the knowledge, wisdom, enough revelation, and the knowledge of Him. Where do we find that? And say, well, do we need fresh revelation? I have a lady that constantly sending me things to LinkedIn saying that your church needs some fresh revelation from God. We cannot insight that you may know, that is knowledge, what is the hope to which He has called you, what that hope is. That hope is for the return of the Lord Jesus Christ. What are the riches of His glorious inheritance in the saints, at the fellowship of the saints? And what is the immeasurable greatness of His power toward us who believe, according to the working of His great might that He worked? Of His knowledge of anything? Of the Lord. Of the Lord. What He is saying here is that when I get that knowledge, I walk in the manner worthy of the Lord. It means that God is being glorified, fully pleasing to Him, bearing fruit in every good work, and increasing, and here come again, in the knowledge of God. Being strengthened with all power according to the glorious might. We find that word glory come back and back again. For all endurance and patience with joy. Giving thanks to the Father who has qualified you. I did not qualify myself for this. He sovereignly qualified you and me to glorify Him so that we may rejoice in Him. So what should I say? We see that the evidence of the Christian salvation is the basis for Paul's prayer. And Paul's prayer is based on evidence. We see that Paul prays for the maturity, spiritual maturity, that would start. And the Lord has to tell them, get back to your first in your Christian maturity. As you're waiting for Him to come, does that motivate you to go in the crescendo of maturity? Can you think of a situation in your life where a lack of Christian discernment resulted in a missed opportunity to glorify God? I find that if you ask me, I probably would not have enough space to put them in here. Which is a shame. That affection that comes from Jesus' bowel. That's what Paul says in verse 8. Where he says, I'm craving to be with you with the affection of Jesus Christ. Do you have that desire to be